Hello, I'm Chris. Welcome to my reading corner. This is my February TBR. This is quite a stacked TBR, but I feel like I did so well with January, which I'll go through when I post my when I do my January wrap up. So I'm still reading Essential Chomsky. I am planning on getting to this at some point. I've not read it the last 2 weekends because I've had Samuel, so I will pick that back up though at some point. I do enjoy it when I read it. It's just I've not picked it up for a while. I've got one of the authors I picked out in my 25 and 2025, George Louis Borges. I did start this last month. I've read a few stories. I'm going to carry on with this though because it's a short story collection. I didn't feel like I wanted to rush it, so I'll probably just try and read one story every time I finish a novel. So that's what I'm going to do with that, I think. I also started Clive Barker, Books of Blood, Volume 4 to 6. So I'm going to read In the Human Condition this month. I read The Body Politic last month. For this, the next one's Revelations, and I've got Down Satan and The Age of Desire. So I might try and read a couple of those. So yeah, that's a book I've picked that I've started in last month. I've planned to read over the year basically. Next up is Charles Bukowski. I've got The Most Beautiful Woman in Town. This is another short story collection I'm working through on Bukowski. I don't think these Virgin editions have what comes next, but I think... So I'm not sure what I'm reading after this now, I can't remember. I think it might be More Notes of a Dirty Old Man, but I'll see. Well, that'll be March's read. And then I started a poetry collection by Caleb Femi, which is called Poa. I don't know where I heard about this, but I did hear about it somewhere. Picked it up. It's quite good. It's set in 7 sections, and I've read a section so far. But with poetry, I like reading them aloud, so I think that's better because then you can kind of get I'm not sure what the word is I'm looking for, but like the tonation of them, I think is the word, or how they're spoken. This says, "This is the North Peckham Estate, a place where spring was told not by flowers but by fresh Jordans, where stop and searches happened weekly, and where it's possible to walk for miles without ever touching the ground. In Poe, Caleb Femi has written an ode to a troubled yet enchanted world and to the black boys raised in it." So I'm really enjoying this so far. It's interesting to get a different perspective. Like, I don't know much about London. I'm not from London. I've only been twice. So it's interesting, and it's from the guy's black, the author, so it's interesting to get like a black person's perspective. It's, I just like to try and diversify my reading. And then I'm doing a buddy read, and this is Cormac McCarthy's All the Pretty Horses. I got these on holiday last year. I got all 3 for £3. So I'll read the back of this. John Grady Cole is the last bewildered survivor of long generations of Texas ranchers, find himself cut off from the only life he has ever wanted. He sets off for Mexico with his friend Lacey Rawlins, befriending a third boy on the way. They find a country beyond their imagining, barren and beautiful, rugged yet cruelly civilized, a place where dreams are paid for in blood. All the Pretty Horses is an acknowledged masterpiece and a grand love story, a novel about childhood passing along with innocence and a vanished American age, steeped in the wisdom that comes from the loss. It is a magnificent parable of responsibility, revenge and survival. So this is my 3rd Cormac McCarthy. I've read The Road and No Country for Old Men. I love The Road. And the No Country for Old Men I feel like I want to reread. But yeah, that's so good. That's good. I'm really enjoying that. I'm about 50 pages in so far. But hoping... I'm in class tomorrow, so on my break I'm just going to sit and read that. Pull that out and read that as much of that as I can. So that's that. And then a book I wanted to start every other weekend, which I've not started because I've had Sam again, and I've not really... He's been up since like 6 both days, and we've just been on the go. And when he's not been on the go, I've literally read Cormac McCarthy, so I want to start this next week. Oh, well, not next week, the next time I have him, so I can read that. But that's the Best Horror of the Year, Volume 2, edited by Ellen Datlow. So yeah, looking forward to starting that one. And then I've got my Corona Samizdat book for the month. I've decided to go for Assisted Living by Roberto Ontiveros. The reason I picked this is it's because it's a short story collection, and I just fancied. I just thought something I can dip my toe into. So I don't know how to do this, whether to read a novel and then read a story in this, like with Luis Borges, just as a bit of a palate cleanser. I'm not sure yet, but that's what I plan on doing with that anyway. Up to now, that might change. It depends how much I enjoy it. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. And then I have a reread for this month as well. I like throwing rereads in there because I just think there's no point keeping books if you're not going to reread them. So this month it's Hunter S. Thompson, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. This is one of my favourite books. Last month I read Breakfast of Champions, which is one of my favourite books as well. So, yeah, I try and read my favourite books at least once, twice a year. I did see that on another channel they're doing Breakfast of Champions again, which I may read again. But yeah, I really enjoy this book. I watched the movie with my mate. I'll put that down for now while I tell the story. I watched the movie with my mate. I think we watched that, Donnie Darko, and From Dusk Till Dawn in the same night. What a weird evening that was. I'd love to watch them 3 films again though. Back to back like that. Ooh, move my phone. And then my next books are from an author from the 25 and 25. I picked William S. Burroughs. I've read a few of William S. Burroughs' works. I've read Junkie Queer, the Yeats Letters, the Nova Trilogy, and the Hippos Were Born in the Tank. Yeah, Tank. So I plan on reading these. I'm not sure. I think they're called the Cities of the Red Knight trilogy or something like that. But it's basically the Cities of the Red Knight, the Western Lands, and then finishing up with the Place of Dead Roads, yeah. So I plan on starting them this month. If not, well, I'd like to get through them all in a month. But yeah, interesting. Like I said, I really like William S. Burroughs, and he's an author I want to read everything by. So that's that. Next author is an author I've never read before, John Grisham. I decided to start with The Whistler, just because, I don't know, it just sounded like an interesting book. I know I've got The Chamber, but it looks a bit thicker, and I thought, well, I've already got a lot to read, so I decided to go for this. I think I'll enjoy it, though. I'm trying to read more thrillers and things like that, so hopefully we'll get on with that and enjoy it. And then I've got library books and manga and comic books now, so I didn't start Death Note last month, so I'm going to have to read the full volume this month to catch up on my reread of Death Note. So I'm going to probably, on my course tomorrow, I feel like taking Bukowski, All the Pretty Horses, and then maybe a manga, but I don't want to take too much because then I've got to carry it around with me. I also want to carry on with Attack on Titan. I've got Volume 2. Really enjoyed that last month. I've got Crazy Food Truck Manga 2, so looking forward to starting that as well. I've also got Golden Kamuy Volume 2. Oh, that's upside down, sorry. Golden Kamuy Volume 2. Really looking forward to watching that, reading that. And then I've got carrying on with Sin City as well. I've got Frank Miller's The Hard Goodbye. I've got Sweet Tooth, carrying on with In Captivity. And I'm carrying on with the Batman books, and I'm reading The Dark Knight Returns after reading Year 1 last month. For my standalone, I picked Sweet Tooth to reread. I picked Sin City to read a Batman comic, and then I've got like a standalone one, but I try and keep it so it's a contained story. And for this, I've gone for Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. I think this is also Frank Miller. Yeah, this is also Frank Miller, so yeah. But I wanted to pick, like, standalone stuff as well as see, like, I mean, the Jeff Lemire stuff, I might read them and then carry on with the Jeff Lemire stuff. And then when I finished Crazy Food Truck Manga, I'll probably go on to read things like, what's it called? Things that are like follow on with his like standalone stuff, and Inio Asano when I finished reading Crazy Food Truck Manga and stuff like that. And then, so yeah, and now we're on with Poor by Caleb Femme, was a library book. And I've got 3 more library books I want to read that I'm going to show you. One I've already shown you before. Well, 2 I've already shown you before. This is The Restaurant of Lost Recipes by Ishiwa Kashiwa. This is really good. This is the second in the series. I still want to read that. I didn't get to it last month. That's one of the books I got to, but I read another book instead. That's why I didn't. And then an author I've wanted to read for a while in the world of manga is Junji Ito. I've never read him, and I've got Uzumaki from the library. So, I mean, this is a 23 quid book, so it's, you know, to read. I want to own his books eventually, but for now it's good enough to read it. And then finally, well, not finally, but the last library book is Mouse by Art Spiegelman again. Wanted to read that for a while, so I decided to think, well, basically I've got 20 books from the library, so I'm trying to reduce it down. That's why I've picked the two comic books, the poetry and the story, the novel. I think I'll enjoy and read quite quickly. Oh, I'm missing a book actually. I also picked up The Night Alphabet by Joelle Taylor that I was planning on starting, but because I'm doing the buddy read, I'm actually reading All the Pretty Horses instead. So that's that. So yeah, it depends how much I read of All the Pretty Horses tonight and tomorrow. If I read like 50% of it tonight and tomorrow, then I probably will pick up that and read it, but we'll see. And now I've got my second-hand TBR. I don't know if you can see. I can't get the angle. Oh, there you go. There's names in there, so I'm just going to give them a shuffle or a shake or whatever you want to say, and then I'm going to pick one at random, and that's what I'm going to add to my massive TBR. But apart from studying and working, I plan on basically doing as much reading as I can. We'll see what this one is. 6 Minutes in May by Nicholas Shakespeare. Okay, that's non-fiction, one of my non-fiction reads, which is good because I read a novel last month, so that's great. So I'll bin that now, and then we'll shake them up next month. All right, that's me anyway. Sorry, it's been quite quick. I just didn't want to spend ages going through it because it's a massive stack of books. But like I say, it depends how I get on with All the Pretty Horses, whether I actually get to The Night Alphabet. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.